across the borders. And now in our international roundup, Tanzania President Samia Suluhu Hassan is expected to arrive in Rwanda today for a two-day visit at the invitation of her colleague President Paul Kagame. The agenda for this visit will be to hold talks with President Kagame as well as to witness the signing of a bilateral pact between Rwanda and Tanzania. And as Roger Muriuki now informs us, since President Samia Suluhu took over, this will be the third country in East Africa where she is making a state visit.
Tanzania Samia Suluhu will arrive into Rwanda today for a two-day visit aimed at strengthening relations between the two countries. On Tuesday, President Kagame and President Suluhu Hassan are also expected to visit a number of companies in various sectors, including the Special Economic Zone, which is home to 120 companies. In a letter inviting President Samia Suluhu to Rwanda, President Kagame extended his condolences to the country following the death of President John Pombe Magufuli and congratulated Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu on winning the election as president. President Kagame also added that Rwanda was ready to work with Tanzania to implement development projects as well as power generation projects in Rusumo and the construction of a modern railway connecting Kigali and Isaka to Tanzania, which will facilitate the transportation of goods from the port of Dar es Salaam to Rwanda. Despite the late President John Magufuli cutting off communication with other countries, President Samia Suluhu has been busy meeting with the neighboring countries and signing bilateral pacts with them. The first visit was to Uganda on the 11th of April, where she paid a one-day state visit to meet with President Yoweri Museveni at the East African crude oil pipeline, where they also signed the final agreement on the pipeline project investment for East African crude oil. The second visit was to Kenya on 4th of May. The two-day visit in Kenya was aimed at improving trade ties between the two countries. Although it is considered that during the late President Magufuli's time, other countries, it was believed, had weak relations with Tanzania, since coming to power, President Samia Suluhu has not been afraid to show that she is ready to take a different approach. Elsewhere, Zambia's President Edgar Lungu has ordered the deployment of the military to suppress electoral violence ahead of the 12th August general elections amid criticism by the opposition and other groups. He also said troops had already been deployed to some areas in the capital Lusaka and would be sent to other areas in the country if the situation demanded so. The president, in deploying the army, cited the killing of two ruling party supporters in the capital, saying he will not allow the same to be repeated elsewhere in the country. The All People's Congress Party APC has, however, said that the move to involve the army is intended to cause fear and intimidation among the opposition. President Edgar Lungu is running for a second term in the upcoming elections. Finally, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has approved a 3-year financing arrangement worth nearly $700 million with Cameroon, despite calls to halt the disbursement of a misuse of funds. IMF has said that the aid is to help the Central African country recover from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and pursue reforms. The new loan was approved despite calls by groups for it to be deferred until Cameroon offers clarity on how a recent disbursement of $326 million equivalent to $180 billion for use in fighting COVID-19 was spent. The preliminary investigation by the audit bench of the court indicated that some government officials were involved in corruption, wasteful spending, improper accounting, irregular procurements and allowances, conflict of interest, and embezzlement of cash. In a letter to IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva, some 21 female Cameroonian activists and opposition members demanded that the IMF should stop the new disbursement until the government shows proof of transparent management of funds. The activists' call was echoed by Human Rights Watch HRW, who said IMF should ensure the new loan is used to meet its human rights obligations and not lost to corruption. Roger Muriuki, Look Up TV.